facts all these years. But like my senior colleague and our president for Press Club of Kashmir, Salim Pandit Saab, rightly said, साजिशें यहाँ बहुत होती हैं, and there is a lot of politics involved in media in Kashmir. Nowadays it has become more challenging. इसमें since I can see we have many reputed doctors, lawyers, in fact budding entrepreneurs here also. Their responsibility as a collective part of society is to recognize so I am telling that there are a lot of challenges, in media in Kashmir, not just from few years, since decades like Salim Pandit Saab said. But all of you who are present here today have a collective responsibility to recognize the ethical part of media. We are witnessing a lot of mujra going on social media nowadays in the name of news and journalism. There is a lot of difference between a content creator or a journalist. So as a society, it's not only responsibility of we journalists to tell you what content you have to consume or what not. You cannot believe sometime, many journalists, in fact, I believe hardly some of you may be knowing our veteran journalists who have globally done a lot of, contribution from Kashmir. They work very hard on stories, telling, untold stories, raising inspirational stories before public. Like Shahid has, done some of the stories here about people who have lot of contribution, who have struggled a lot in life. Telling those stories need lot of efforts, but ultimately it's very unfortunate and really upsetting for journalists like us that we see the people looking for infotainment on social media platforms. And news is never infotainment, it's purely information. So हम क्या चाहते हैं, हर चीज़ में हमको entertainment मिलना चाहिए. So आप अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं what type of people we have become. By that way, if we are consuming the content and looking for a content on social media platforms nowadays, because legacy media is facing challenge, newspapers, hardly people read nowadays, television बहुत कम देखते हैं. So it's our collective responsibility to encourage ethical journalism, encourage people who have at least, a basic knowledge of the profession. आजकल यहाँ कुछ doctors भी हैं. I am not, targeting anyone, but we have in fact discussed it with our senior colleagues a few days before. अब एक trend चला है कि you are promoting somebody's clinic or or a hospital on social media. Hardly you are bothered about that. By promoting that hospital or a clinic on a social media platform, you are also promoting that mujra journalism on social media. You are bothered about your views, your TRPs, but you are not, as a part of society, bothered about the ethical aspects of media in Kashmir. So Shahid Saab has really worked really hard for this. In fact, I was, not in favor of his that service like NGO, because I believe a journalist can be a journalist. He cannot, fell into the trap of NGO type of service. But he had an idea. He was telling me that I really want to serve people by telling stories and reaching out to the poor especially. He has really done well, but in that scenario, he has faced a lot. He was targeted by the people from politics and administration for not doing the job they wanted to do. But finally, he is in front of us right now, and he knows what I am trying to say. But my point is that all of you, since most of us here are youngsters, our responsibility is to promote ethical practice, whether it's a media, it's a medicine, or about advocacy and content creates. I am not saying that people should not come into the trade of content creation, but at least we should know that this content reaches our home, our children's, they are consuming it. So that has a great impact on their minds and in general on our society. So telling stories like some of the stories were played here since our chief guests and other guests were not present here. Telling the stories of people who facing all odd and achieving something, that is really inspirational for people consuming that content on, nowadays on, I call it a new age media. So this is a transformation of media. These social media platforms, I believe, are the distribution platforms. पहले हमारे पास hawkers होते थे, केबल लाइंस होती थी, वो आप तक ये कंटेंट या ये जो भी साथी एक स्टोरी बनाता था वो पहुंचाता था. But now the transformation of media has come into the shape of social media platforms. I believe ये जो कुछ आज लोग कहते हैं Facebook journalists, what the hell this is? Facebook is just a distribution platform for media houses or content creators. That doesn't make him a Facebook journalist. You will talk about YouTube or Twitter, that is just a distribution platform. So what we have to focus, and especially our legacy media giants had a responsibility, since I believe they have hardly organized this kind of annual awards for people who have really done well in their respective fields. One of the doctors was here and he was saying that the government didn't recognize his services, but at least Kashmir Crown has recognized him today. That is really nice to hear from him. Legacy media, I believe, have failed us because we are not European countries where people donate to raise independent and fair media. Here it's a corporate media. It depends purely on advertisements and government funding through advertisement. And that's why my point is that as an individual, every one of us has a responsibility to support media platform or an organization or a person who is at least having some basic knowledge. I'm not saying that everybody should go and pursue the degrees of journalism from the different universities of the country or abroad. At least in the age of content creation, you have to go for the basic learning that will at least make you able to produce the content that is worthy for the society. Equally, businessmen and other major corporate houses have responsibility to promote ethical media and to promote people like Shahid who are really doing great for the society and the downtrodden people. And I'm really happy to see the Shahid has done this, and I believe that this annual award will be continued in future, and you will make this award ceremony a repute in J&K like we have other awards in the country. Thank you, and I believe the chief guest should have in the time, but unfortunately this actually indicates that how people we are in J&K. Thank you.